All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode number 288 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller, and I had another topic I was going to talk about first, but this came across the wires as I started the show. So I said, I'm going to go back, I'm going to re-record this. So this is more of a priority in my opinion. I think this says a lot about what is going on in Atlanta Falcons, in the front office. It's really going to be really telling, but I'm going to give you my take on it and everything and let you know where I stand with all of this. Welcome once again to the First and Frame Rate Show. I'm VF Baller. Over here I talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football, but today we're going to talk about Atlanta Falcons football. I want to just let you guys know this is still new for me. I've been doing this for at least a month and a half now as far as the daily shows, Monday through Friday. And I want to thank you guys once again. You guys are awesome. I can be found on all your podcast platforms. If you're over here on the YouTube side or the Rumble side, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on the podcast side, give me a 5-star rating and subscribe as well, because you can get this instant access to any of the uploads that I put up. Also, if you do find it in your heart or whatever, you love the content that much, you can always donate. The CashApp is down in the description, as well as the I'm about to say Discord, I'm sorry, as well as the Anchor link where you can donate on either way. So the VF Baller 20 is my Cash App. Hopefully you guys, can check that out. At least consider it. And either way it works out. As long as you're here listening, I'm very satisfied either way. All right, now let's go ahead and get into this, because I have a lot to say about this. The Falcons release veteran linebacker Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, I talked about his contract situation on the salary cap episode we did, and I was wondering why his salary was a little different than everybody's. And I think I remember saying that it's somewhat incentive based. Well, apparently that was the case. He reworked this contract with he reworked the contract going into 2021, and his cap would hit. Let's see. Let me go back because I'm reading it right here. I'm going to put the link in the description. It's on ESPN.com about them releasing them. He said, taking a pay cut in the 2021 season as part of the reconfigured contract didn't fail to hit any of his incentives that were placed in the deal. He played 14 games. He started 6 and only had 4.5 sacks. Now, the 4.5 sacks is the leading number for the Falcons. We only had 18 the entire year, so it was like it wasn't a good year for pass rush. He had incentive markers in his contract, $1 million in bonuses, starting at 5 sacks. So he was a half a sack behind. As a part of a rework contract entering 2021, it meant that his cap hit would be more than $29 million. That's if he would. They couldn't do anything about it. So therefore, it's just something that they couldn't hold. They couldn't hold the $29 million contract, so he reworked it to get his make it more incentive based. Well, he didn't reach any of those incentives. Basically he only had 4.5 sacks. He played 14 games, which not too bad. But overall, in the last 2 seasons, he played a combined 28 games, starting 19 of them, then registered only 59 tackles and 7.5 sacks. So he only had 3 sacks last year. So I think at the end of the day, my son is here. Say hey, everybody. Oh, okay. All right. Back up for a second. I don't want you to hit anything. So he only had 3 sacks in 1 year and 4.5 the next. So it was kind of weird. And you would think that he would want to play more to get that incentive. In some games, he only played 50% of the time of the snaps or less. So it's like, all right, what are we doing? I mean, I understand. I think he had a hit with COVID a couple times. I also thought that he had some other issues when it came to, just being injured. So it never really worked out the way I thought it would. I just thought that, he was going to be here and do very well. Did get a couple of strip sacks, which was awesome. Got one on Tom Brady in one game, and he had another one in another game later on. So I thought that at the end of the day, I thought he was going to be pretty prominent for the team, but I understand why they let him go, because they reworked his contract. He only had to get 5 sacks and $1 million, and he would have had $1 million. He had 4.5, and he just didn't work out. And I know a lot of people, Atlanta Falcons fans, are really, happy that he's gone. I'm not really tripping on this. I mean, but I will tell you this much. now the Falcons really need to do something with this pass rush. I think it's a priority now. I think it's a priority because I think this is something that they probably was looking at the entire time anyway. I don't think Dante Fowler was going to be coming back, especially after him not making those incentives based on what I know now. But looking at the mock draft, Stingley from LSU, I talked about that in the episode where I thought he actually was going to be the number 8 pick. I'm more inclined now to think that they're going to get somebody as an edge rusher or a linebacker that can rush the quarterback, something of that nature. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be somebody of that nature because everybody say that, they released him as a line. His position is linebacker, but I think the Falcons had him down as an edge rusher. So that's another thing you may want to think about because, this is something that really would, there's something that they really want to, address because we don't get anything. We don't get anything as far as getting after the quarterback. Dante Fowler was our best, he was our best asset to rush the passer. He only got 4.5 sacks. Now, also in this article, it says that cutting Fowler will leave the Falcons with $4.6 million basically in dead money for 2022 in their books, but will free the club the majority of the inflated deal. So it is $4 million in dead money, but I think they're going to come out on the back end where it's still going to be a positive for them. So it's one of the things that you don't want to end up with when you are dealing with free agency or cutting players. You don't want to have dead money on the books because you really can't do nothing with it. I know somebody else told me that, you can move stuff around, but me personally, I just never want to have that. I mean, we still had that with the Julio Jones situation. So, now I'm telling you right now, the only people that we have is Ogundeji, James Varder, and John Cominsky as outside linebackers. If you want to look at the linebackers, situation, as far as his position, but as far as edge rushers, we don't have too many of anybody. I think he was like the only one I can remember. Now it could be some other ones that are on here. I mean, that are on the team that I don't really know, but that's how prominent or lack of not really prominent that the pass rush was for Atlanta. These guys are going to, I really feel it at this point. These guys are going to go pass rush. They're probably going to get more than one throughout the entire draft. But I'm just sitting here just thinking like, all right, this is a priority now. This has to be a priority because you just don't have anybody else. I mean, I can go look at the roster. I'll try to check and see. We can look at that real quick and see what they have. I'm looking at it right now. And as far as the depth chart, I should go to the Atlanta Falcons website, but the first one pulled up was ESPN, and we got Jonathan Bullard as an edge rusher. We also have not Grady Jarrett. No, what they have Grady Jarrett. That's on a 3-4 defense. They got Grady Jarrett as a edge rusher on here, so that gotta be wrong. We got Marlon Davidson, Mike Pennell, John Cominsky, Nick Thurman. We're going to be drafting an edge rusher at this point. I think we get an edge rusher at number 8. And I mean, all the speculation. I think Scott Bear at AtlantaFalcons.com did a 2.0 draft, and they have us picking an edge rusher. I kind of see where this is going now. He probably had some insight knowing that Dante Fowler was probably going to get cut, and this is the way to go. I really, honestly, I don't have an issue with it at this point. I just truly feel that with what we have here, we're not going into next season with Jonathan Bullard and Grady Jarrett playing as edge rushers right now. Or even if you look at the linebackers who can rush, you have Brandon Copeland, which, I do like him. Foye Aluakon, no telling he's going to still be here. And let's see, Steven Means. I don't know, man. We're going to get somebody that can do a little bit of everything. I like Dorian Etheridge. I like him as well. Emmanuel Ellaby, he was injured. But like I said, I just don't see anybody out here that can that's going to be wing inside linebackers or wing linebackers. I just don't see it. I don't see it. We're going to have to get somebody that can probably stand up and rush the passer, or probably do a little bit of everything as far as going on the line as well. So also you look at free agency. I can pull that up as well. Let's see. let's see who could be prominent to pick up as a free agent in the as far as edge rushers. Right now I'm looking at this on pff.com. Let's see. They're talking about a lot of wide receivers. Cause there's a handful of wide receivers. Von Miller is out there. I don't see us getting Von Miller. He's going to be. Chandler Jones is another one. I don't see us going after him. Trying to think. Mike Williams is I didn't know Mike Williams was going to be a free agent. Allen Robinson, I knew about that. Jesse Bates for the Bengals, really? So they got a handful of Jadeveon Clowney. Never mind. We're not even going to talk about Jadeveon Clowney. Absolutely not. Randy Gregory, he can't stay on the field. Let's see who else we got here. As far as I think those are the prominent ones that are out there. Maybe, I mean, we might not even get nobody in free agency unless somebody really wants to come here. Melvin Ingram. Now, Melvin Ingram might not be a bad one. He's a little up there in age. He's 30 years old. Dante Fowler was 27. But if you're looking for somebody that can get, production and have some depth, you might be all right. So that may be a good look right there, trying to get somebody like a Melvin Ingram or whatever the case may be. But all the other ones that I named, I don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening. I'm gonna keep scrolling down a little bit longer before I, Hassan Reddick for the Panthers. That could be a good one. I mean, he has size is a little bit of issue, but no, Hassan Reddick, Melvin Ingram. So those are the two that could possibly do something as far as getting somebody in free agency. But as far as the draft, if Hutchinson is still there, go get him. I want to see who else is there. Let me see. Sorry for the hold up. Let me see. Is it up here? Bear. Here you go. Mock draft 2.0 real quick. David Ajabo. I think he's an edge rusher. Yeah, edge rusher out of Michigan. So if Hutchinson's not there, then you probably looking at David Ajabo. And like I said, I don't see an itch. I don't see a problem with this. Maybe a little bit reachy. Maybe a bit reachy, but I think he'll be all right. Because he can play a little bit of everything when it comes to that area. He can work. He can play outside linebacker, or he can also play edge rush. That's what they have him as, edge. So that either way, I don't see where the Falcons are in a bad situation as far as the pick of talent. It's just that you want to get somebody that's want to be here and want to fit. Because we already have a situation now, which I don't want to talk about, with the Calvin Ridley situation. That's trending on Twitter right now. I don't have no interest in talking about that right now. I already talked about it. Go ahead and trade him, and that's it. But I don't think that'll be a problem on this end right here. It's just, for some reason, it's like us and wide receivers just don't get right when it comes to the Falcons. But so David Ojabo, you looking at him, you looking at possibly some free agents when it comes to Hassan Reddick and Melvin Ingram. I do like those two. As far as, getting us somebody in here that's actually, that's proven and actually can do some things. I don't know. One thing about Melvin Ingram, I mean, he want $8 million, so he may want $8 million. That might be a little high for the Falcons. Depends on what type of money they're looking at. As far as Hassan Reddick, he gonna want more money because he's younger. Whew, man, and I'm just looking at pairs, but when you look at the money, like, I don't know, but I don't know. It's just I just know now that this is a priority. There's no way around it at this point. Pass rush is a priority right now, and I see them probably going into the draft getting an edge rusher now. Because I'm looking at what we have in the free agents. It's kind of iffy. The draft at number 8, if like, you never know who may drop to you. I know, shout out to Juju on Jew Talk Sports. Shout out to Jew. He does a pretty good job on his channel. You should check him out. Just type in Jew Talk Sports. He'll pop right on up. He actually talked about getting Kayvon Thibodeau, which is another person that I wouldn't mind getting. I think Smitty talked about that as well. You know, some pretty good Atlanta Falcons content creators. I always like to shout them out. They're really cool people. But yeah, Thibodeau. You also have Ajabo. I don't know if Hutchinson will be around at number 8. I personally think that not really sure if he's worth the number 2 pick because they got the Lions picking him. I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson is good, but I'm not really sure. But I think it's just a good fit because of location. But when you look at the talent, the talent is there. There's a lot of talent when it comes to edge rushers. Nobody really stands out. So who's really losing depends on who you pick up. You know, Kayvon Thibodeau, you looking at Ajabo, and you're looking at Hutchinson, the 3 edge rushers out in the top 10. That's actually pretty awesome. It just goes to show you how deep the talent pool is when it comes to edge rushers. So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I don't have much else to say about this. I just feel that with Dante Fowler, with him being released, pass rush is a priority. There's no other way around it now. Now we just went through and looked at the free agents, looked at the draft, who's available. And I think the Falcons are in a really good spot at number 8 to get somebody who could possibly get at the quarterback. And you really want to see them do something. I'm still a little skeptical because, like I said, there's no Chase Young, there's no Bosa, there's no guys that are just, coming out the woodwork that's saying, look, this guy's a sure pick and it's going to be a top 10 pick. All 3 of these guys that I just named are good, but I'm not sure if they're that good. But then again, you could turn around and get somebody like what's his name out of Las Vegas. You can get somebody like him. Oh man, he played against us in Georgia Southern. I forgot his name that quick. I'm not good with names. I know you already know I'm not that good with names. He's number 98 Raiders. Max Crosby. My God, I should have known that. You could turn around and get another Max Crosby. You know what I mean? Max Crosby was a 4th round pick, and look at him. He's one of the top pass rushers in the league. So you just never know. At the end of the day, I do trust what, Arthur Smith and what Terry Fontenot are doing. They've been out there scouting at the Senior Bowl. I'm pretty sure they know what's going on with the other guys who are not at the Senior Bowl. He's probably had an eye on a couple of these edge rushers. And I think right now, there's no doubt right now. There's no doubt about it at this point. Falcons are getting an edge rusher. Falcons going to take an edge rusher. That's just point blank. Not after this news, the Falcons are going to take an edge rusher, and I'm here for it. Can't wait to see what they do. I'm probably going to look in and really evaluate all the edge rushers. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I think they're going to take one at number 8. Let me know if you guys think that's going to pretty much conclude this episode. Not much going on outside of this. I was going to talk about some Georgia Southern stuff with Clay Helton and Jared Benko really sitting down and talking about what they're going to do on their one-on-one interview talk. It was a phenomenal interview. You can go to the Facebook page, Georgia Southern Athletics. You'll find that interview. I highly recommend you look at it because I didn't talk about it. But like I said, it's really good. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the love that they're doing at Georgia Southern as far as actually giving out so much information on what the coaching staff is doing and gets you so excited. And hopefully this gets you excited. Hopefully you enjoyed all of this content on this episode. Give me your thoughts and opinions about Dante Fowler. Do you think it's good riddance? Do you think they should have kept him? With him being gone now, we have some optimism about the pass rush. Do you think the pass rush is a priority now because of Dante Fowler being released? Or you think they're just going to probably try to find an edge rusher in free agency or wait till later in the draft to get somebody else? At this point, I feel like at number 8, the Falcons are probably going to try to get an edge rusher, and they're going to start trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, and we'll see how 2022 start to shape up with these moves in the draft and the free agency. We'll see how all that goes. All right, y'all. If you like this video, hit the like button, share this video or share this podcast, subscribe to the channel. If you're on the podcast side, give me a 5-star rating and subscribe to the channel. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. I really, really appreciate all the love and support. And I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, if you want to donate, you can always hit all the links at the bottom in the description. I really appreciate you guys. Listenership is up and it's all thanks to you all. Viewership is up and it's all thanks to you all. All right, y'all. See y'all on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.